Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode about Pokemon Scarlet and Aquamarine. If you came here looking for coverage of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there is a new trailer being released tomorrow, at the time of recording, and I'm super hyped for it, and if I can't finish editing the video before the trailer comes out, I'll probably interject right now with some kind of reaction or opinion about it. Okay, Future Ben here, and I absolutely got anywhere near close enough done with editing in order to get this up before the trailer, so here's my thoughts on it. The whole dual professors thing is pretty cool. The designs are a little bit extra, one of them being straight out of Monster Hunter and the other one literally just being Tony Stark, but I think they're really cool. The new rival looks like she could be really cool, but it's hard for me to make a decision because everyone just looks so generic when everyone has to be in a school uniform. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. I think the new legendaries are really cool. I think this whole past versus future theme is really interesting. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I really hope we get a chance to time travel in this game. That would be really cool. But yeah, I also really like their designs. They remind me a little bit of Digimon. I don't know if it's just because we haven't seen a new Pokemon that isn't a regional variant in a long time, but all of the new Pokemon, like the little ones, remind me of those little Digimon that are just like a blob with ears. I don't really know much about Digimon, but I've just seen that. And then the legendaries remind me of those Digimons with all this crazy stuff going on. You know, like rocket engine legs and things like that. I just think they're really cool. But of course, the best thing to come out of the trailer is the Pokemon with the best name of any Pokemon that has ever been named, and that is my boy, Lechonk! So all of that Scarlet and Violet stuff behind us, you might be wondering what Scarlet and Aquamarine are. Basically, 5 or 6 years ago, I planned out an entire region that was pretty much Kanto, but oops, all berries, except instead of berries, it was regional forms. Every major battle had the exact same team as their Kanto counterpart, but because everything was a regional form, they had different type specialties. I forgot about it over the years, but I remembered it when I saw the trailer a few months ago for Scarlet and Violet, since, you know, Scarlet is the same name. And I decided to make a series on it instead of covering the actual Pokemon news like a sane YouTuber would. Last episode, which I'll probably link in the description and you should go back and watch it, I pretty much just introduced the concept of the region, the professor, the player characters, the rival, and the starters. So today I want to continue by taking you guys through the game all the way through the first 2 gyms. Let's get started. By the way, this video took a long time to make and a lot of hours of art, so please like and subscribe if you like this stuff. I normally say that at the end of the video, but I've worked so hard on this, I feel like this one earned a pass. The game starts off in your childhood home, Canvas Town. A lab was just built by your childhood friend Scarlet's cousin, Professor Maxine Chrysanthemum. In need of field assistance, she gives you and Scarlet a starter Pokemon, and you set off to run errands and study Pokemon. Your errands take you a route over to Green City, a small town whose only defining feature is a gym, which looks strangely abandoned. A local near the gym gives you the rundown. The gym leader is a young trainer who defeated the gym challenge and then the Elite Four and champion and became champion not too long ago. She was dissatisfied with being a champion and decided to step down and become a gym leader, leaving the champion's place empty. She's become hard to track down, rarely appearing at the gym. Even if she is around, sometimes she has closed meetings with her gym trainers and doesn't allow challengers to enter. The local recommends that you come back once you're a bit stronger, since she's a very difficult leader anyway. Once you're done with your errands, you decide to leave Green City behind for now and make your way to the next city through the Green Memorial Park. Green Memorial Park has a strange energy to it. Even so, trainers spend their time battling and playing, and you see many average Pokemon like Rattata and Pidgey. In the center of the park, there's a statue of someone called Dr. Vesuvius. There's also a part of the statue that might have been a Pokemon at one point, but was broken off. There isn't anything to read, so you move on through the park. Training in the area, you find a lot of ghost types, and start studying and capturing them, finding information about them through the Pokedex. The first one is Caterpie. It's just a poison type at this stage, but it seems to like biting the other Pokemon in an attempt to poison them. Once it evolves, it turns into the strange Metapod. Now a ghost type, Metapod doesn't do much, but you often find that it stares at you ominously. In its final stage, Butterfree seems very sad. It stays close to you at all times, as if scared. But in battle, its ghost type attacks are surprisingly powerful, especially considering its level. Next, you start studying Weedle. This little spirit seems interested in humans, and some of them follow you and other trainers around once they notice you. You can't figure out exactly what they want, though. The Kakuna also seem interested in you, but they don't move around as much. The way they float ethereally is mesmerizing, but you do get a little dizzy if you watch them for too long. The final form, Beedrill, flies around sporadically, as if it's searching for something. You notice that some of them, rarely, can attack with dizzying force. You decide not to make any of them angry. After some time studying the Pokemon, you decide that you've seen enough of the park. The strange energy seems to affect you more than other trainers, so you decide to head towards Orange City. This city is much bigger than Green City, and you decide to explore. At the south side of the city, you find a research and education center, where the gym leader Denise teaches. She's a friend of Professor Chrysanthemum's and calls her Max. After meeting Denise at the research center, you head out to the gym and finally have your first gym battle. A bug-type leader, she leads with a strange bug called Geodude, but her ace is the enormous Onix. Onix has a tough carapace made from bark, and your Pokemon have a difficult time taking it down. After some hard work, you finally wear it down and earn your first gym badge. After beating Denise, she recommends you make your way to the next gym in Tan City. The path there is through the strange Valley of the Sun. The Valley of the Sun is an enormous valley, with ruins of a strange group of sorcerers from the old times. The Pokemon there were drawn there by the magic, but some changed drastically because of the strange habitat they lived in. You first find more of that Geodude Denise used, and give it a closer look. A bug and dark type, the Pokemon seems to lash out at anything and everything in an attempt to protect itself. It's almost like it wishes its shell was made of something more solid. Once it evolves, it becomes a Graveler. Now with 4 arms and pincers instead of just 2, Graveler is very dangerous. You find yourself avoiding it just to steer clear of its nasty attitude. You also find a bug enthusiast that shows you how to evolve Graveler. By trading it, it will evolve into the massive Golem. Its defenses are impeccable, and it seems at least a little bit nicer than its pre-evolutions. You also find out more about the strange little inhabitants of the valley, Clefairy. Apparently, according to some researchers you find there, they were once docile and happy creatures from the moon. But now they play tricks and sometimes attack other people and Pokemon without provocation. Their evolution Clefable is even more dangerous. You wonder what might have been different if you could raise one outside of the maddening sunlight, but they're far too dangerous to try anything around their young. Before you can leave the valley, you find a researcher being attacked by 2 ruffians. They call themselves the Dynamites, and they are demanding the researcher hand over 2 runes they found in the ruins. You fight away the 2 ruffians, and the grateful researcher lets you pick one of the runes. One appears to have the image of a helix, and the other the image of a dome. You can't do anything with this strange find yet though, so you carry on. Finally making your way to Tan City, you find it's a beach town, and the gym leader is out running when you arrive. The first thing you do is challenge him to a battle. His name is Cal, and he's a bit of a jerk, claiming there's no way he loses to you. He has a team of powerful ground types. The first Pokemon he uses is Staryu. The strange little sand dollar is surprisingly fast, and it's a bit difficult to take down. Once you do, he sends out its evolution, Starmie. The enormous star-shaped monster is extremely powerful, but after dodging some key attacks, you manage to take it down as well. Upon being beaten, Cal is a little bit bitter. It turns out he's not very popular despite his demeanor, and he's just trying to appear confident. After losing to both you and that other red-haired girl, he's willing to admit that he has a lot to learn. Upon leaving the gym, you're challenged again by Scarlet, who has also gotten herself 2 gym badges. The region is still rife with mystery and excitement as you take her on once again in a fierce rival battle. So, there you have it. The game up until the first 2 gyms, though I guess technically it's up until the rival battle in Tan City. Before I wrap up, I just wanted to say a few things about why I designed some things the way I did. First, I know Rattata is cursed. My plan was always to have Rattata and Pidgey switch places, but I didn't realize how bad Rattata would look as a bird. I actually think Pidgey is kind of cool. Sorry I didn't add their Pokedexes or evolved forms, I just genuinely didn't have time. I will add those in future videos though. I made a lot of type decisions without thinking about the routes, and I realized a lot of the Viridian Forest Pokemon were Ghost and Normal types. I thought a cemetery would be a good place, but that was just a little bit too ghosty, since there were some basic Normal types there too, so I decided to make it a memorial park. That way there would be a place for Ghosts to play, but also Normal types. By the way, the statue hints at some stuff that the Viridian Forest doesn't, but the things it hints at are mirrors of things that happened in the original Red and Blue games. Yeah, I know that was vague. I'm not apologizing. Denise is obviously Brock's alternate universe version. With all characters, I wanted to preserve some of each character's attributes, but also give them some contrasting attributes so that they can foil their alternate universe counterpart. Brock is always shown to be a tough guy, so a teacher for small children might seem a bit unlike him. But Brock is also shown to be very caring once you get to know him in the anime, and sometimes other places, so I thought maybe she could help foil his attributes that way. I think it works pretty well. The Valley of the Sun, if you couldn't tell, is a mirror of Mount Moon. I liked to imagine a world where these cave-dweller Pokemon didn't have a cave to stay in, and maybe got exposed to some magic. I think it turned out really interesting, and worked with a lot of the types and designs I made for the Pokemon. You may notice there's a big magic theme in this Pokemon world. The original Red and Blue had a lot of sci-fi themes in its backstory, like DNA experiments, like the one that created Mewtwo, and Ditto, and whatnot. So I figured this alternate universe version of that could be magic backstories. I'll explore that a bit more in future episodes. And finally, Cal is meant to be Misty's alternate universe counterpart. Misty can be a bit of a diva sometimes, but she's still very popular in the Pokemon universe, even to the in-universe characters. I thought Cal could be a bit of a didn't turn out so well version of the same kind of demeanor, where people decided they didn't like him as much because he's a bit of a jerk. Of course, this is Pokemon, so when you beat his gym, he decides to improve the error of his ways and everyone lives happily ever after. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. It took a lot of work, and the future episodes will take a lot of work too, so please, please, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, and stay tuned for more because I'm done with school for the summer, and I'm ready to start cranking out some content. That said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.